neighbor called 911 after they heard screaming from next door. After 911 was called, police and medics are dispatched to the home. The police make sure the scene is safe, and EMT Isaac from Unit 3 goes inside where he finds a male patient lying on the ground with a stab wound in his chest and abdomen.
Is my scene safe?
Yes.
Do I have on the proper BSI?
Yes, you have on gloves, eye protection, and a mask.
Alright. How many patients do I have here?
1.
Right. And what is the mechanism of this injury?
A stab wound to the chest and abdomen.
Right. Am I going to need any more help?
No.
What is my general impression of this patient's condition?
The patient is lying in a supine position on the ground.
Alright. I'm now going to assume C-spine. Right, my partner takes over C-spine. Hey man, you wait, can you hear me? Patient responds to verbal stimulus with minor groans. Seems to be somewhat conscious. Now I'm going to check for painful stimuli. Patient responds once again with minor groans, but he's very disoriented to what's going on, but appears to be conscious. Right now I'm going to open his airway with the jaw thrust. Alright, his airway is open and my partner is maintaining that. I'm going to assess his breathing. His breathing is very rapid. What is his rate of breathing?
27 breaths per minute.
Right, 27 breaths per minute. We need to get that slowed down a little bit. So I'm going to use a BVM with the assistance of my partner, and I'm going to slow that down to the required range. Alright, now I'm going to check for circulation in his radial and carotid. He has a very weak but very rapid pulse. Alright, now I need to disrobe the patient. Alright, we've got the patient disrobed. I can see right off that he has a punctured lung and he has major bleeding coming out of his abdomen. He's got some organs showing. Thankfully, we've got his breathing rate back to normal. I'm going to go ahead and try to control this bleeding by putting my hands over it. Okay, we've got his bleeding under control. I'm going to address these wounds now, starting with these extruded organs. I'm going to apply a wet bandage, cloth. I'm going to cover it with a sterile dressing, taping it down on 4 sides. During this time, my partner is continuing to maintain C-spine and maintain the patient's respiratory rate. Okay, we've got his extruded organs bandaged. Now I'm going to proceed to dress this punctured lung by applying a 3-sided dressing. Alright, we've got this patient dressed up. Now I'm declaring it's a load and go patient. I'm going to go through the rapid assessment, starting at the head, assessing his face, his neck, assessing his pupils now. His pupils are very dilated and they're reacting very slowly to light. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Alright, now we're going to proceed to package the patient. Partner's still holding him in C-spine. I'm going to apply the cervical collar. Alright, now we are going to log roll patient on 3, 1, 2, 3. My partner is maintaining C-spine. I'm going to assess the back. Alright, we've put the longboard underneath him, rolling him back down. Now we're going to, now that we've got him on the longboard, we're going to strap him down at the nipple, navel, knees, and noggin. We're now transporting the patient.
We move the patient to the back of the ambulance and cover him in a blanket to prevent loss of body heat.
Alright, I'm going to assess your vital signs now, sir. What is his blood pressure?
His blood pressure is 80/50.
Right, and your pulse?
His heart rate is 120 beats per minute.
Alright. What's his respiratory rate?
His respiratory rate is 27 breaths per minute.
Alright. And what are his pupils doing?
His pupils are dilated and they're sluggish to light.
Okay, continuing with the ongoing detail assessment, starting at the head. We assessed his head, checking for blood coming out of the nose and ears. It looks good there. Reassessing his pupils once again. They're still slightly dilated and still responding slowly to light. I'm going to reassess his ABCs one more time. Right, his airway is continually open. Partner is doing a good job with that. Breathing rate is still a little bit quick, but we have gotten that to slow down with the bag valve mask. We're going to reassess his circulation in his carotid and radial pulse. Circulation is doing better. We're starting to feel a harder pulse and it's slowing down some. Reassessing his neck. Reassess his chest and abdomen. Working around these coverings. Assess his legs. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to continue to do the ongoing detail assessment until arrival at hospital and keep this patient as stable as we can. Except I did skip.
Hi, peoples.
I'm going to evaluate for major and uncontrolled bleeding.
Oh, sorry.
He has major bleeding coming out of his.
That'll be you who has to touch
Well,
it,
why don't
right?
you smile into the screen? It could kind of see you.
Eye protection and a mask.
Is that adequate?
Yes.
Let's
Wait,
start one more
what?
time. Is that? I think that'd probably be best. I could walk in from the other
we
side.
could do that, yeah. Okay.
Pupils are responding sluggishly. Good grief. Open your eyes.
Sorry. Here.
Okay, wait, let me see.
Now I can't see anything. Now transporting the patient.
I'll hold the paper again. Just say it.
Thank you. Alright, we're now transporting the patient.
And then at the end it says repeat the vital signs.
Are you serious?
Bro, you have intestines coming out of your body. That's really gross.